All right, here we go again, guys. I'm going to do some of the homework. This is the finding slope and intercepts from tables one. Is that what this one's called? No, graphing linear reception word problems. That's what this one's called. Okay, Rip Van Winkle fell asleep for a very long time. When he fell asleep, his beard was 8 millimeters long, and each passing week it grew an additional 2 millimeters. Graph it. Okay, so it was at 8 millimeters when the weeks were at 0. So my very first point is right there, 0, 8. And then it grows 2 millimeters, and each passing week it grows 2 millimeters. So if you go 1 week, it's going to be at 10 millimeters. If it goes 2 weeks, it's going to be at 12 millimeters. So at 2 weeks, we're at 12 millimeters. That's how we turn that into a picture. All right, next question. Zane is a dangerous fellow who likes to go rock climbing in active volcanoes. One time, when he was 20 meters below the edge of the volcano, he heard some rumbling, so he decided to climb up and out of there as quickly as he could. He managed to climb up 4 meters each second and got out of the volcano safely. Okay, so again, when time was 0, right at the beginning, he was 20 meters below the ground. So 0, negative 20, that's his first one. Now he's ascending at a rate of 4 meters per second. So after 1 second, he's going to have gone up 4. And then after 2 seconds, he'll have gone up another 4, and 3 seconds, and so forth, and so on. Just simply plotting a couple of the points. 2 for 2. A battery with 20% of its full capacity is connected to a charger. Every minute that passes, an additional 5% of its capacity is charged. A battery with 20%. So we start out right at the beginning at 20%. So we started out when hadn't plugged it in yet, it was already at 20%. It's going up 5% every minute. So after 1 minute, it's gone up 5%. After 2 minutes, it's gone up another 5%. So at 2 minutes, it's now at 30%. And lastly, Elon sat on the clock with his fishing rod when suddenly he felt the rod being pulled down. He reeled in his catch, causing it to ascend at a constant rate of 0.1 meters per second. When it reached the water's surface after 35 seconds, Elon found it was only a shoe. Okay, so this one they didn't tell me where it started. They told me that after 35 seconds, I was at the surface. Now, every second that passes, he reeled it in at 0.1 meters per second. This is altitude. Now, we're going to have to do a little calculating here. Okay, so like after 5 seconds, that's half a meter because it's 0.1 times 5. After 10 seconds, it's 1 meter. So 10 seconds before it hit the surface, it had to be 1 meter below the surface. So 10 seconds before it hit the surface, it had to be 1 meter below the surface. Okay, I've got one more of these I'm going to make, and then we're going to call it a Friday.